Always be ready to spend up to 50 to 100% more than you thought. Don't have a spend limit and just say we're done.
Why would you stop spending when your conversion rate is 2% and you're at a 7%? Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Unstoppable Marketer podcast. With me, as always, Mark Goldhart. Mark, how are you today?
Doing well. Tired, but well.
We're in the prime season right now for e-commerce. Like, it's officially, we're seeing our first Black Friday deals and sales, emails, text messages, ads going out. Not just for our clients, but just as consumers, you're seeing it.
Yes.
This is the time.
This is the place.
And it's
Utah.
it's
People working together.
It seems like this also at the same time, like, this is the best time for e-com, but also sounds like it couldn't be happening at the worst time. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Potentially, I guess.
My hot take is I don't think it's potentially. I think it is.
Yeah. We're facing
Unless you get a Christmas, Black Friday
miracle.
I
believe in a good
I think
Christmas miracle.
projections. I think your company's projections should be tempered.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of been fair almost for the whole year, though, right?
Well, like every answer, it depends, but the year has been fine for most. For some, it's been harder because of what we've talked about it. There's been organic reach problems. There's been, things happen with the algorithm and quote Andromeda, kind of the boogeyman in the closet that everyone blames everything on. And then
you have AI that's kind of changed how
all the
people
AI,
are consuming content.
And all the AI updates in ad platforms that have been garbage.
Yeah.
Like, have you seen the old people?
What do you mean the old people?
Oh my gosh. So we'll give you a clip to stitch into this, but brands are seeing AI. So AI optimization is turned on, auto on.
Yes.
But if you have static images, it's turning your models into old people.
Oh, yes, I have seen this.
And our clients have seen it.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, what is that?
If your spend in your older demographics is going up, or older age groups is going up in Meta, make sure you go check your AI optimizations because they are so bad.
I forgot about that.
They're so bad. I can't even emphasize that enough. They're so bad.
Yeah.
Like they'll take them, like if your target demographic or females 20 to 30, it'll take one of those models and make it into like a 78-year-old grandma.
And then shoot up your spend in the 65 and plus.
Yeah, because they're all sitting and clicking on everything, but not buying. It's nuts.
They're window shoppers.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, so a lot of interesting stuff happening, and then you've got, we've got a government shutdown, which I realize doesn't necessarily impact like how everybody spends their money and makes money.
No, but it impacts confidence in the economy, and there's downwind effects. So you have 1 million people that essentially don't have income right now.
Right.
More than that, but
yeah. But like you said, I think the most important thing
there's like 1 million federal workers, but then you have contractors, and then you have, so there's a lot going on with the government shutdown that is impacting business. And it's a little bit of a downwind effect because you're not going to see it immediately, but it'll start building up over time. And then you have SNAP benefits that might expire. And so there's going to be other income going towards food for certain income brackets that otherwise would have been going towards probably consumer spending. So yeah, there's a lot of, when you think about the economy, I think it's just important. If you're a business owner, if you're a marketer, you can't think of it as, well, this is just a small drop in the bucket. It's like, yeah, that's true. But just like a stock market, if you look at a stock price and if you see a big sell-off, that's not because 50% of people sold. It's a very small percentage of people that ended up selling or panicking or buying, and it's just the supply demand, right? Like
Yeah.
if the demand or the supply outpaces the other one, that's where you get those price volatilities.
Highs and lows, yeah.
So the same thing with your business is you don't have to have your entire income bracket decimated. But if they're seeing on the news every night that the government's shut down and they're seeing stocks go down and they're seeing uneasiness in their own jobs and they're seeing all the doomerism of AI, what is the consumer confidence?
Yeah, and consumer confidence is what correlates the most with what they spend. Right?
Yes.
So the lower the consumer confidence, even though they might not be losing money, the less likely they are to spend on things that they don't need.
Yeah, it's the fear
Yes.
and pride cycles of a market.
And we're going into a time where there are some brands, a lot of brands who 1 month represents 25% of their overall revenue.
Yeah.
Sometimes 4 days represent 25% of their revenue.
Yes.
So the question is, could this be? There's two.
Well, can I go back?
You can
in
do whatever
time?
you want, please.
What happened 4 years ago? I just want to like make sure everyone understands the actual gravity of the impact that these kinds of things can have on their business.
4 years ago, between COVID and coming back from COVID.
So what did everybody get in the mail?
Oh, they're those
The stimmies.
the
stimmy
stimulus
checks, right?
Yeah.
How much were those stimmy checks?
Can't remember, a few grand.
Right?
Yeah.
A few grand?
Yeah.
Not that much, really. Per person.
Sure.
What happened to everybody's e-commerce store? Had the best years ever.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And then what happened a year after that? Part of that supply, the supply chain and impacts there in China and when tariffs, whatever.
Sure.
But
yeah,
those stimmy checks, in all reality, did not raise everybody's income much.
No.
But it gave every store one of their best years.
Yeah.
A lot of stores were like, we're just going up from here. And then the next 2-3 years
they
was really hard.
They over-ordered for inventory. Because they
Yes.
thought they were going to have an amazing
and
2022,
and also just
2023.
demand dried up. There's demand there. So that's just what I want to emphasize that like it's not like everybody's disposable income went up tremendously because they got a stimulus check.
Yeah.
But the consumer spending went up dramatically.
Yeah, because that was a confident thing, right? Their consumer confidence went up because, hey, we all just got the money we need for Christmas presents, for whatever the justification of it was, right?
Yes.
And a few $1,000s.
Out of principle, I sent mine back to the government. I'm just kidding. No,
I mean, a few $1,000s is a lot of money for a lot of people, right? For the average American, that's a...
Yeah, I'm not saying it's not a lot of money. It's just if you think of in the terms of household income and whoever your target demographic is as an e-commerce store, it did not raise that household's income
For sure.
substantially.
Yeah.
If at all. So the reverses of that is almost happening right now, right? Like it's not like the end of the world, but we're not saying everybody's disposable income is dropping by $30,000 a year.
Yeah.
But what we are saying is it's not going up.
Sure.
And confidence might not be great.
Yeah. And people are spending more to get less right now. Like brands over the last 12 months have been spending more to get less often. Like their dollars aren't going as far. So if it used to cost you $10 to get, I don't know, $500 to get 1,000 clicks. Now it's costing you $1,000 to get 1,000 clicks or something like that, right?
Right.
And maybe not that bad, but You get the point that I'm trying to make. So the big question is, are we in for one of the worst Black Fridays in the last 5-10 years?
And can we define what worse means?
Yes.
Worse is year-over-year growth,
Yeah.
just so everyone understands.
Yeah. So if you did $1 million in November of last year, are you going to do 900,000?
Or if you were projecting to do 1.3,
Yes.
are you going to do 1.1?
Yes. So the question is it going to be the worst, or could it actually become one of the best for the same reason? Right? The worst is because consumer confidence is down. So people aren't going to be putting their dollars into Black Friday the way they normally would. Or on the flip side, if the year has been down, is it going to be actually much bigger this year because more people have been waiting for great offers on the things that they don't need?
Yeah, it's a really good question. So a lot of people have their holiday forecasting down. Post shutdown, their holiday forecasting is down 35% growth.
Mm-hmm.
So that doesn't mean 35%, your store will be down 35%. It's just your growth will be down 35% year over year.
Sure.
In your sector,
Right.
in your industry,
Yeah.
right? Now, what's interesting though is from surveys about consumer confidence, there's something called showrooming. When consumer confidence is down, people start to do more showroom shopping, which is a fancy word for saying browsing
Sure.
and waiting for a deep discount.
Yeah.
So growth projections are down, but we do know that people are kind of waiting for deep discounts.
Well, and we've seen this with a few of our brands where we, brands that we've been working with for a long time, or brands that we have a good amount of data on. So let's say, abnormally high return on investments over Labor Day sales or Memorial Day sale or Mother Day sale or something like that. These periods in which brands tend to, have deals. What we started doing with some specific brands was saying, hey, what if we were to triple or quadruple what we would normally think to do? So let's say average spending in a day was $5,000, and over a Memorial Day sale, we would spend $10,000 a day or something like that. What if we spent $20,000 or $25,000 a day during that time frame, where people have been waiting? And as we've done those things, it's really, really panned out really good for those brands to say, you got you got this group of people that are waiting for specific offers, especially, like I said, on things that are not totally needed.
And
that's worked well for the brands.
If you're listening to this podcast, you're probably not needed, but there's variations of that.
Your product is not needed.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Well, nobody's product is actually needed.
For sure. But what I mean by needed is like problem solution versus...
Right.
And I don't mean problem solution like clothing.
Correct. Well, that's what I wanted to emphasize, though, is like if you're a baby brand, new moms will still buy baby clothes.
Yes.
Now, will they buy certain kinds, and will they skew towards not spending as much?
Sure.
Different questions, but they will still buy. They're still buying baby clothes.
Yeah.
Because...
But will dads who are facing struggles earning income go spend a ton of money on themselves?
Right. Or will a middle-class family maybe lean more towards hand-me-downs than keeping their 6-year-old in certain types of clothes that they're going to ruin anyways? Like, that's where you kind of start gauging where your brand is on the essential list.
Yeah. So the big question is like, okay, cool.
So showrooming's up, browsing is up, deal waiting is up.
Yep.
Which means deal waiting is up. Same thing.
Yeah. So make sure you're doing something this season. I just put out our most recent poll. Not that this is meant to be a full-fledged Black Friday discussion. But
Nor is this like fully scientific, but
Yeah, but I
It's
just put out a poll that had, I think, I can't remember, had like 500 people who responded to it. But I said, what do you consider worth a Black Friday discount? 15. The answers were 50. You can only put 4 answers in a LinkedIn poll. 15%, 20%, 25%, or 30+%. And only 2% of people said 15. Only 4% of people said 20. 21% of people said 25%. And 72% of people said 30+%. Is it worth it discount?
which is in line with what we have seen
Yep.
forever for the last 8 years.
Yeah.
We've been-
The 21% on the 25 is a little higher though this year.
yeah, that is.
Yeah. Like normally the 30+% would represent 80% or more. But still.
But this was a LinkedIn poll.
Yeah.
Not a consumer
Yeah.
poll. And just so everyone knows where we get these numbers is we have run extensive tests in emails. So not surveys, email A/B testing to see what the difference was in click-through rate and conversion rate
Right.
based off of certain discount
Discounts.
levels,
Yeah.
which is the 10 to 20, 20 to 30, and 30 plus. And the bump you get in each one is the same. It represents the same of people's perceptions of them, which
Yes.
is if you're going to get a cost per purchase, if you're running a ad campaign and they're signing up for emails and then buying off of an offer, let's just call it like if it was $50 for the 10 to 20, it drops down to like $35 for the 20 to 30, and then it drops again down to like $20 for the 30 plus.
Yeah.
It's like an incremental 50%
Improvement
every time.
up to like 45% off.
Yes.
Like once you hit 40,
once and even
5%,
35 over,
yeah.
people start. Then there's like this kind of weird 50 range depending on
Yeah.
your product, but
So, okay. So what do you do in preparation?
so number one, I think people should be realistic about their expectations.
Yeah. I think you set 2 different expectations, right? I think you project based off of people going nuts over this time period. And then I think you take, like what I generally like to do, the last 4 years from an efficiency perspective, I've generally seen about a 10 to like 17% decrease in efficiency every year over Black Friday. Personally, like when we look across brands, it just is what happens, right? Because there's more competition, there's more demand, so the supply, you get overcharged, whatever those reasons are. So, I think that it's always a good idea to project and put potentially a 10 to 20% decrease in efficiency. So meaning like for every $1 you spend, if you were, last year getting $9,
Maybe plan on 6.
yeah, maybe plan on, that's a pretty big one, but it's better to plan on that versus, hoping to be at 10.
Yeah, you should
and
be
not
planning
getting
on
that
worst
10.
case.
So maybe you're at a 7. But you're still also saying, under the same breath of maybe lowering your expectations, but you're also saying, okay, cool, I can still be very profitable at a 7, even with a 20, 30% discount. So instead of me spending $50,000, what if we spent 100?
Yeah.
So yes, we're going to be down on efficiency, but last year I profited when I spent $50,000. I profited in variable profits $150,000. Maybe you spend $100,000 and you profit $220,000. So you see what I'm saying? It's like that efficiency is significantly less when you think about it that way,
Right.
but you just made $70,000 more in variable profits.
Yes. So we preach this a lot, but your North Star should be variable profits.
Yeah, variable profits meaning revenue minus your cost of goods sold, minus your shipping, minus your fees, minus your
Ad spend.
ad spend. That's what we mean by.
And if you want to get really granular, you can add an OpEx, but
Yeah, I mean, well, that would just
And
be
that
your
would just be your profits.
Yeah, at that point.
your variable profits is a good way to measure, especially in this time of season or this season.
Yes.
Because it's so variable.
This episode of The Unstoppable Marketer is brought to you by BFF Creative. Let's be real, hiring designers and video editors can get super expensive, and that's why I'm excited about what BFF Creative has done. They've built a subscription design service that gives you the feel of an in-house creative team, but at a fraction of the cost, which I'm sure we all could use right now. From ad creatives to social media posts, video edits to full website designs, BFF gives you unlimited designs and unlimited requests starting at just $1,000 a month. The best part about this, their custom app makes it super easy to submit projects, give feedback, review work, and store all of your creative in one place. As a listener of the podcast, you get 25% off your first 2 months with code Unstoppable25. That means unlimited creative for as little as $750 a month. Go check them out right now at bffcreative.co. Yes, now I do want to throw something out there, not to get like too nitty gritty, is some people go big on some discounts over Black Friday, and so your variable profits actually might not look as good, but that's simply to get rid of product that is a sunk cost.
Yeah.
So just be aware of that too. Like last year we had that like where variable profits was like actually pretty low for a brand, but they were super psyched because
they'd got rid of
this stuff that they had been out of that cash for the last 12 months that wasn't selling.
And then they
got it back. You know what I mean? So it was just, it was cash flow in their pocket, even though the numbers from variable profits didn't look as good. So not to get too in the weeds on that one, but yeah.
But no, that's a good point. And so define what your North Star actually is. It's not always just revenue.
No, and it shouldn't be.
And for some brands, I know we're talking about this a little late in the game, but what we've done with a lot of our clients is we're starting to identify in the last year who should really be going really hard during Black Friday and who shouldn't.
Yeah.
Because we have a lot of brands that capture so much profit in quarter one and quarter two and going into quarter three, because they're more problem solution based items. And so quarter four has just never been great for them. Like, it's okay. Like, it's not something that is bad, but they're not a brand that people like want to line up for and they're waiting for a discount for. And usually they just don't see the impact other brands see. And so what we're saying is, hey, we're actually not going to increase spend a whole lot for this particular brand during Black Friday, because the impact on profits becomes negligible.
Totally.
With the discounts.
Yeah, 100%.
And trying to push for new customers. And for this particular brand, their worst cohort is new customers in November.
Yeah. Yeah. Because oftentimes those are the type of people who aren't going to come back and buy again when it's a problem solution style product.
And so everyone should be doing this kind of analysis for your company. Is like, are you a seasonal brand that people want to buy it in the spring? Are you a problem solution that you should be taking advantage of quarter one better?
Yeah.
Or are you just waiting for quarter four because that's just what everyone told you to do because you're an e-commerce company?
Problem solution would be like a shoe cleaner.
Yeah.
Like you're this phenomenal shoe cleaning product that can get these Nikes back to pure white.
Yep.
Like you're not a brand that needs to capitalize and give up margin potentially over this time and compete, right? With some of the others versus a clothing company, like these are the times that generally are a little.
Or if you're a potty training solution.
Yeah, exactly.
If you're helping kids resolve nighttime bedwetting or potty training, like that's not a.
And also if you are
that is problem solution.
Also if it's problem solution and repeatable problem solution products, right? So on the flip side, like diaper bags, problem solution does great over Black Friday.
Correct.
Because it's usually like a, you're not returning. That's like a, hey, I need to be profitable on my first purchase. So that's another element to look at. So things to be done. Dial in your discounts. Lower expectations. I think go bigger on spending personally, because once again, and we say this to our clients all the time, is like, you should be spending, chase conversion rates, right? So if your conversion rates are doubling during this time, chase it, spend more money, allocate more.
Yes. And be ready to spend Like I know we just talked about maybe not spending big, depending
Yeah.
on what kind of company you are, but always be ready to spend up to 50 to 100% more than you thought.
Yeah.
Like don't have a spend limit and just say we're done.
No. What a like
If you see it working and you can keep doubling,
such a 2017 thing to do.
yeah, you go after
This
after
is
the
what my budget
conversions.
is. Therefore, once I've spent it, it's gone.
Yeah.
You know, yeah. Like why would you stop spending when your conversion rate is 2% and you're at a 7%?
You wouldn't.
But we do all the time, right?
Now inventory and there's
Yes, of course.
but
Yes,
yeah, you
barring
should
inventory
chase it.
and not only inventory, but maybe it's your warehouse doesn't have the capacity to fulfill orders in a timely manner. So there's little things like that. So don't chase us on that. But so okay, things to be done. Dial in, reduce expectations, spend more potentially. One thing that I came across, and it's an older study, but one of the studies I came across was like there was a survey that entrepreneur.com did that said consumers are 77% more likely to buy from you if the founder or executives of a company are more active on social media. And so I think that that's something that you can, like, it's never too late to start doing, is whether it's, your founder creating story, like, reels or, in the feed. I'm not necessarily saying that, but maybe it's just they're in the stories more frequently, and you're getting to know, like, let the people get to know you more. What is the saying? Beat a dead horse?
Beat a dead horse.
Yeah, like we've done that a lot where we say founders should be more involved socially or just getting to know the team a little bit more. I know there's so many people who get so fearful of that. Like, well, what if I go to sell? But most of you aren't going to sell your company. And I think a lot of times people will stop themselves from doing something that can help them in the now for something that, like, most likely is not going to happen in the future. So I think get more involved. Like, competition is so high. If you're selling, shoes, are you going to buy from the guy who's talking about why he's building the shoe? And,
yeah, is there trust?
Yeah, exactly. There's trust,
Well, I think when consumer confidence is down, the only way to mitigate that is
by building
to increase trust.
Exactly. So I love that one. I think, we talk about this all the time, but like emails sucking lately. So you need to send more out there. It's probably too late for you to do anything with like a Postpilot, which is direct mail stuff. Maybe it's not, but look at Postpilot and see what kind of opportunities you can to get in front of people. Like, you just need to get in front of more eyeballs. And so if you were only planning on sending out, 3 emails, or maybe it's 1 email a day, maybe you're sending 3 a day. If you were only planning on sending out a text every other day, maybe you're sending out 1 a day.
We're crazy. Just send 10 a day.
Yeah. I mean, exactly, right? Like, what is the whole purpose of getting somebody as a subscriber? It's to get them to buy. And if they're not going to buy over Black Friday, are they ever going to buy from you? My guess is no.
No.
Right? Like, if they haven't bought from you and they're not going to buy when you're at your deepest discounts, then who cares if they unsubscribe? What else? Don't turn off your evergreen stuff. Keep all your evergreen ads up and going. Update your Google ads to, in the search, especially branded terms, to represent the deal that you have going. Like, that's super important. Make sure to plaster for the love of all that is mighty, plaster your Black Friday and your offers all over your website. I can't tell you how often we talk to people who are like,
and if you use discounts,
well, I don't want to put it like if somebody comes to my website and doesn't know we're not doing a deal, like, I'd rather have their full price. We hear people say that all the time, but the amount of people that's going to like get there and not see that you're doing something and leave is going to much more outweigh the profitability you would get on those people buying at full price. So just like Have it everywhere. Put it in the
Nobody
banner.
is
Put it on
looking to
every
buy at
collection
full
page.
price during Black Friday.
Yes, put it on the collection. Put it everywhere. Plaster it so that nobody doesn't know that you're offering your best deal imaginable. Just do it. Right? Like, just do that.
And last but not least, if you're slashing your discount price on the pages, turn off your discount codes.
What he's meaning by that is like if you're not using a 35% off automated discount code, but you're slashing the price, so it's just automatically putting the 30% off, but you have
Like using Shopify's Launchpad.
Yeah, you have your welcome 20% off, then people are going to get 20% off that 50% off that you're already discounting. Another thing we talked about is like turn off your pop-ups during the sale. Like some people have unruly pop-ups to try to get information. Turn off your pop-ups. Like they're buying anyways. So like, why are you putting an element of friction in place? There's some arguments to be made on that one that that we listen to. So sometimes like it's okay to have them on, but it just depends on how you're doing it. But for the most part, like we just went through one of our clients today who had this like pop-up that made him go through like 4 steps. And we're like, you got to shut this off. Like this is hurting you. You know, we don't run their email for them, but so great potential to be an amazing year, but also, you know, be prepared for things to not go as great as you hope that they should go.
100%.
Kind of a gloomy episode. I actually think
Keeping
it's
it
going to
real.
be, I think it's going to be good for a lot of people. I just think you need to spend more.
Yeah, but you got to be aware of the storms.
Yeah.
Like we're not saying you're going to have a worse Black Friday because everything depends on your company. Everything is individual, but just be aware. I mean, consumer spending, macro economy, the macro economy impacts your business.
Yeah, so much more than you think it does.
Like you're not everyone is a unicorn, you know? Like I know we all want to think that we're not going to be impacted by things, and it's good to have an optimistic approach, but you just be realistic about certain expectations.
Yeah.
Because if you set the wrong expectations, then you're going to set yourself up for more failure.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, for
But
sure.
if you set the proper expectations, then it's a lot easier to measure. You can measure your success, your wins, your losses. But if you're setting an expectation that might be unrealistic, then you're going to start pointing fingers at people that might not have had anything to do with it.
Or start changing things that were actually working good for you. That's the thing that hurts me the most is like you'll see somebody like wreck their entire ad account based off of a macro change.
Like we preach a lot about false positives and false negatives, and oftentimes trying to fix a false negative in your marketing will do
It's like the worst thing you
far
can do.
more damage
Yeah.
to your account than setting proper expectations and knowing when to make the change.
Yeah. I agree.
So,
Okay.
don't throw babies out with bathwater.
Don't throw the baby out with the bathwater.
All
All
right.
right.
We'll see you, everybody.
We'll see you guys. Thank you so much for listening to the Unstoppable Marketer podcast. Please go rate and subscribe the podcast, whether it's good or bad. We want to hear from you because we always want to make this podcast better. If you want to get in touch with me or give me any direct feedback, please go follow me and get in touch with me. I am at the Trevor Crump on both Instagram and TikTok. Thank you, and we will see you next week.